In this video, we're going to go over several miscellaneous features that we have available to us in the 3D editor. Now, these features are all available regardless of whether you've created the project from Image Editor or Planner. Okay, now the first one that we want to talk about here is the shadow feature. Whenever we add plants to our project, the program automatically adds a shadow to each of the plants. You see here I have a shadow cast right behind this tree. Now if we go over to the workspace in the Properties tab, we have several options here, like the light angle. If I click on that and then move the slider, that allows me to rotate that like I'm changing the direction of the sun in the sky. Okay. We also can change the shadow size. So when I click on that and slide it over, it changes the angle of the sun in the sky. Okay, we can also change the shadow intensity. So if I want to make it a very dark shadow, we can do that pretty easily. Or an extremely light shadow or disappearing shadow, we can do that just like that. Alright, another feature that we have is the ability to lock objects in place. Now we wouldn't want you to be out in front of a customer and accidentally grab a shrub or a tree and push it way out into outer space and kind of mess up your project. So we give you the option to lock objects. And if we go up to the toolbar, you'll see there's a little padlock up here. We just click on that, and now when I try to select that plant, it doesn't allow me to select it. Alright, the next option that we have here is to turn on and off the sky background. Up on the toolbar, you'll see View Sky Background up here. If I click on that, it'll toggle the sky background on and off. We also have where we can change the texture or the picture of the background here, and that's right here. It's Change Default Sky Background, and it gives me several different sky images to choose from. Like so. I can also change this outer green area here. So I can either toggle it on and off by clicking on View Ground Texture. That'll toggle that on and off, so when it's off it just appears that property is floating out into space. Okay, we can also change the ground texture, so I can change it from this light green color to a different color. So I'll just select a different texture, click OK, and it changes it automatically. Okay, we also have the ability to import Google SketchUp objects into the program. Now, included with the program, we have several objects already in the library, and if we go down to the Content Explorer and select the 3D Models tab, and over here on the left side is a selector, and I can select the different subcategories here. I need to select the 3D Models Necessaries Kits. And you'll see here I have several outdoor kitchen items to choose from. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this counter and just drag it out into my project like so. Okay, now you'll notice that when you drag objects, they may appear to be out of scale, so I need to downsize that counter there, and the way that we do that is with it selected, and when it's selected it has this wire frame around it. With it selected, we go over to the Properties window. It says Imported Model Scale. I just grab that slider, okay, and I slide it down to an appropriate size like so. Okay, now if I need to rotate that object, which in this case I really don't need to rotate that, but if I would need to rotate it, with it selected, I can come over and I can select Rotate Object, and that will pivot that object around the corner there like so. Okay, let's get it right back to there. Okay, now that's for an object that we already have in our library. If you find that you need more SketchUp objects added to your project, you can do that pretty easily. You just go up to the toolbar, and the very last icon here is to import a SketchUp 3D model. When you click on that, that's going to allow you to navigate to a saved file on your computer that you would have downloaded from the Google library. And these 3D models, the file type is an SKP file. So these are Google SketchUp files. You would just select it and click open, and it would add it to your project. Okay, when you're ready to save your project and you want to, say, send it to a customer by email or import it into an external document such as a Word document, you could save your project as a JPEG or a PDF document. And the way that we do the JPEG image is we simply go to the File menu and select Export, and the file type here is the JPEG image, and that is something that they should be able to read through an email, or you can import it into a Word document and create a proposal item with this 3D image. Okay, now whenever we create a 3D image, it's taking it at this view that you have selected on screen. So you may want to export this image and then move your camera to a different angle and export another image from this angle. So it's going to be, whatever image is on your screen, that's what it's going to be exporting. We also have the ability to save a 3D project in an AVI movie file or an MP4 movie file. One of those files will be played through the Windows Media Player, and the other would be played on like an Apple or a QuickTime video player if you're running a Macintosh. Now the way that we do that is we position our camera angle at a certain position. Like if we wanted to rotate from here, it's going to do a 360-degree rotation around our property from this initial starting point. So once we have our camera angle set like that, we simply go to the File menu and create AVI and MP4 videos, and that's going to save it in 2 video formats into your hard drive. So you can move that over to a flash drive and show it as a movie, or import it into a multimedia presentation or something like that. Okay, I'm not going to show you on this one because it takes a couple minutes to create that 3D movie, but I think that you'll like the results of that. Okay, and that wraps up the videos on the miscellaneous features. Play around with the 3D editor, and I think that you'll find that it is very powerful, but yet extremely easy to use.